In today's episode, we'll explain step-by-step how to paint the instantly recognizable bad icon on your nails. We will show you how to perfectly shade your nail art design to give it three-dimensional depth. Hi, my name is Connie, and this is a channel dedicated to the art of nail styling. Today, we'll show you a nail decoration trend called the bad icon. The products and tools we'll use to create our styling are Art Brillante gels in Black Poison, Caramel Cake, White and Mocha, gel polishes in Bad Icon and El Capitan, Tip Top, Supermatte, Indigo Master Nail Art 006 brush, and Cleaner No. 1. The Bad Icon motif, as the name suggests, is based on creating some not entirely nice characters with a focus on detail. It can be great practice for your skills because, as you'll soon discover, precision is key, so that your icons are bad in terms of character but good in terms of execution. We've prepped our model's nails off camera. We painted them with Mr. White gel polish and then matted the surface with a buffer so that we could easily sketch on them using an automatic HB pencil. We commence the sketching. We need to fit a nose, lips, and part of the chin on the nail. The lips take up most of the surface, but we're not worried that our sketch is not very precise at this stage because we'll remove it later. We sketch the lips along with the tongue. If something doesn't look good on the first try, we remove it with an eraser straight away and correct the outline. We draw the shape of the nose and the balaclava fragment. Once the initial sketch is ready, we move on to gel and brushwork. Onto the nail art palette, we place a drop of Art Brillante decorative gel in Black Poison. We reach for the Master Nail Art 006 brush and go over the pencil outline starting from the top lip. We work as thinly as possible and touch up only the lines done with a pencil. We freeze cure each successful area in the lamp for about 5 seconds. When creating multi-element decorations, it's always wise to freeze cure every step. If anything goes wrong, we'll only have to remove our mistake and the rest of the already created styling will remain intact. We continue to outline other elements of the design. If we accidentally touch the cuticles with the brush, we remove the gel residue with a wooden stick straight away. We cure the finished contour in the lamp for 30 seconds. Then we wipe the nail with Cleaner No. 1 to remove all of the pencil residue. We can see only the contour made with Art Brillante remains on the nail. We add onto the nail art palette the other Art Brillante colors, Caramel Cake, White and Mocha. We mix a bit of Caramel Cake with Mocha. The portion of Mocha should be as tiny as a pinhead. We add a portion of White to the shade and mix it in. We've ended up with a light beige, which will be the skin tone. We use it to fill in the whole face. We try to make sure the surface remains flat and we don't apply too much product. Using a thin brush, we get right under the cuticles. Once the infill is ready, we cure it for 30 seconds in the lamp. Now we'll be working with our gel polishes. We place on the nail art palette a drop of Bad Icon and use it to fill in the lips. We work with short, intentional movements. If we accidentally go over the lines, we wipe the brush bristles against a dry pad and immediately correct our mistake. We freeze cure this stage of the styling and fill the bottom lip with Bad Icon, then cure the whole design for 30 seconds. Gel polishes are a lot runnier than decoration gels. They can be used for infills, but we must remember that they are quicker to leak to the sides, so we need to be more vigilant and precise when freeze curing. Plus of using gel polishes for coloring is, as opposed to decoration gels, the speed with which we'll be able to do the design. But if we're talking only about creating the contours, then okay, we can work with gel polishes, but it will be a lot easier to do it with decoration gels because they are a lot thicker and more densely pigmented. Of course, feel free to do the contours with a gel polish. It's not that it won't work, but why not make your life a little easier? It's like having just one knife and wanting to spread butter with it, but also slice the bread. It's possible, but why? If you can have two and use them for what they're designed for. We place on the nail art palette a drop of the El Capitan gel polish and mix it with a bit of the Bad Icon. We use this shade for the tongue. We cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds and go back to the Art Brillante Black Poison and fill up the space between the lips and the tongue. We use a thin stroke to define the teeth line. We cure it again for 30 seconds. We perfect the nostrils. We pick up a drop of gel onto the brush and place little teardrops roughly at the same angle. We freeze cure and move on to painting the balaclava. We work just by the cuticles. Gently pull back the nail walls so that they are not touching the product, and we work the brush in short, precise motions. Art Brillante is thicker, so we have more control over the product. We create the outline along the free edge and cure the design in a lamp for 30 seconds. It's tempting to say, phew, the work is over. Partially. Now, we are entering a higher artistic level. We will shade our character. And although it will require some patience from us, because here and there we will have to add more and more of shading, the end result will be well worth the sacrifice. Well, in art, it is the shading that makes a figure emerge from the depths. It is the difference between a figure painted by a 5-year-old toddler and a real artist. We add a drop of Tip Top onto the nail art palette and add a bit of black gel to it. We create a grey mix and look for the darkest areas under the lips to add the first shadows, then freeze cure it. We create an outline under the lip to achieve a 3D effect. If we want to increase the intensity, we add a bit more of the mix. We clean the brush against a pad and spread the product with dry bristles. Freeze cure again. Then we darken the corners of the mouth. We apply the mix in one stain and distribute it using a dry brush to create a subtle ombre effect. We remember to make sure the colors are blended well. Using clear Tip Top, we can correct the areas that didn't blend to our liking. We cure the design in the lamp for 30 seconds. We continue shading by the lips. We're using the glaze technique, which involves working with see-through layers. Freeze cure again. We want to give the tongue a 3-dimensional look, so we also add some grey mix to ensure the darkest part is its base. The brutal truth about shading is, do it well or not at all. Either you will be patient while doing this, or don't do it at all, because it won't work out anyway. Here you have to kind of enter almost a meditative state. First of all, we look carefully to see if our brush is clean. Secondly, we add only a little bit of product, a teeny tiny drop, shade, and check if we need to add any more effect. It's a little bit like seasoning. If we add too much salt to our soup in one go, we know it's going to end bad. We have to add a little and check by tasting whether to add even more. Shading works exactly the same. We constantly have to check whether to add more color. At the shading stage, it may seem that the design is getting a little too dark, but when we put the top coat on, it will take away about 40% of all the darkness from the shading. So we need to take that into account. You will see for yourself when you do your first shaded design. We place a drop of Tip Top onto the nail palette and add some mocha to it to create a darker shade. We add shading to the nose and touch up Cupid's bow. We spread some color across the sides too and add a shadow by the balaclava. We freeze cure in the lamp for a few seconds. We apply the second layer of the pale beige shadow to intensify the 3D effect. Then cure it in the lamp for 30 seconds. We outline the shape of the nose one more time using Art Brillante and freeze cure. Now we create a mix of Tip Top and Art Brillante white. This will be our highlight. We apply it to the top of the mouth and the bottom lip. To define the shape of the lips even more, we define its outline one more time. We use the same techniques to do the second nail. The only new element is the see-through spit, which we created by mixing Tip Top with Art Brillante white. We draw a few strategic lines and cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. We secure the nails with Super Matte and cure in the lamp for 30 seconds. We paint the rest of the nails with 2 coats of the Mr. Black Gel polish, curing each one in the lamp for 30 seconds. Then we secure them with Tip Top and cure again in the lamp for 30 seconds. All done! This is what an ultra-precise nail art styling with 2 bad icon characters looks like. And that's all for today. Let us know in the comments below if you like the bad icon design style and if you'd wear it yourself. Or maybe you'll treat your clients to it so you can practice your craft. Remember, we're here every Wednesday. Thanks for watching. See you soon.